Welcome to week 4 of retro Coleman stuff, except what we have today isn't Coleman because this is an AGM 1944 military lantern. I got this thing for 25 bucks off Facebook Marketplace the other day. It's a little bit beat up, but it is also from 1944, and as you'll see, it is also missing its globe and a mantle. So of course today, as we have been doing for the last 3 weeks now of Coleman stuff, we're going to be getting this thing up and running. The first thing you're going to notice about this lantern is it looks very similar to a 220 lantern. I have one right here. This is my 220F. So I'm going to go ahead and sit it right here side by side. And as you can see, other than the different ventilator up at the top here, they look very similar. Basically, the only differences are, as I said, the ventilator here, and this is a single mantle versus the dual mantle setup in the 220F. So now it's time to go ahead and throw a mantle into this lantern. With that new mantle installed in the lantern, now we have to add gas and pressure. You'll notice with this one I only pumped it up 3 times, and that's because these military lanterns actually operate on very low pressure compared to the normal Coleman ones. So now it's time to go ahead and see if it'll even pump gas through the generator. I think it's coming out the bottom, bro.
Yeah, cut it.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Well, I was trying to get a nice little shot for you guys there, but all the gas is coming out right there.
The guy did say that he bought it from me, did say he didn't want to light it because the generator looked sketchy. And so here you go. And these are already sketchy as is, so that makes it even better.
Yep. Alright, well, we're going to see what we can do about this really quick here, I guess. So we're just running and gunning with the iPhone right now. I got the garage door open because it's freaking hot in here, but...
Yeah, this was super loose.
Yeah, that generator was friggin' loose, so I'm hoping that was the issue, and we'll get to see it light in just a little bit here.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Yep, it's, yeah, we're doing the same thing.
That's really not.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not healthy for it. Oh, she's leaking bad. Yep.
You see that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to probably take the generator off.
So it's a few hours later now. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Four hours later, and 1 wasted mantle. This is actually a mantle we just put in because we ended up breaking the other one trying to take this thing apart to clean the generator out. But as you saw in the last clip, it should fire right up now. At least, I hope so. It's finally running, guys. It took a little bit, and it's running weird, as you saw in the little montage of us getting it actually like lit and going. But it's finally running, and the last thing we need to do is stick a globe on it. Now, it's kind of a disgrace to put this globe on it because it is Chinese made. I do plan to get an actual American made one for this eventually, but this was at Ace, so I figured we might as well just get it so I can have a globe for it temporarily while I'm waiting for an actual US made globe for it.
What I might have to do, I might have to unscrew it and then bend it, then put it on so it works.
So the generator is in the way of the cap. So we're gonna...
Ooh, I gotta let that cool down.
Yeah, I was gonna say...
Ooh, that's still nice and toasty.
Yep, so we might go through another mantle
Hopefully
to
not.
try to get this thing going. Well, it goes, but to get the cap back on
Assembled.
it. This sucks, bro. There's this dragonfly just kind of hanging out on one of my softboxes here. So that's kind of neat. But this is not. Mantle number 3. That's right. We broke another one. How do you feel about that, Josiah?
So happy. These things are built so well.
Yep. You gotta love what they provided for our military. I think we should finally be good now. This is the last mantle I have, so if we have to break this one, we're not going to be able to see this thing run tonight. But let's try this again. So we're going to stick the glass on there, right like that, and then we're going to throw the top on, and it actually goes on this time. What a concept that is. Washer, and then the wing nut. And theoretically, we should be good to give it a light. Give us some pumps. So it's about a week later, and as you guys can see and probably hear, we got it going kind of semi-okay. It works as well as we're gonna get it for right now. There were a couple of issues with it, but for right now, as you can see, it's burning. It's not perfect, but it's burning better than we had it going, the other week when we shot the other part of this video. Josiah did a good amount of work on this to get it going like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and let him describe what he had to do to this thing.
So first thing that I noticed when I was trying to get this thing to run properly is the check valve here. Something was wrong with it. So whenever you put your thumb over it and it's pressurized, it would slowly move out. And so what I did is I went to loosen it, and I have a 220J, I think it is, that I had to take the check valve out because it was wasted. And when I did that, it was a total pain and required a lot of work to get it broken free. But on this one, I just got it undone by hand. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. And at the bottom, there's technically a tool you're supposed to use. I just ground down a big flathead, and that works out perfect. But the groove, you could see that someone already messed with it because the brass was all kind of torn up. And so when I did it, I just barely had to give it any of that, and it came right out. It's like, oh, well, that's weird. So I took it out, cleaned it up, and I put it back in, and I realized, well, it's stripped. so it doesn't tighten down all the way, and I got it as best as it can be, and now it doesn't leak. But now there's another issue that we haven't fixed yet, where it slowly loses pressure over time. So at some point here, we're going to get it torn down and do a pressure test. And that just involves pressurizing the tank and then dunking it in a big deal of water and see if any air bubbles come out. Then you can figure out where it's leaking from. I believe this is a brass fount. Not totally sure, but some areas where the paint is chipped away, it looks like brass, so there could potentially be stress fractures in the fount, so we just want to check that. Another thing I did is, so this generator is really sketchy. It looked like someone got pliers to it and just bent it up a bunch, so I got that bent back fairly okay, and then cleaned it out with carb clean, and now it seems to be doing better. But yeah, it wasn't really too much work per se, but you know, it got it running enough. So we'll just have to keep diagnosing it further, but we'll just have to do that another time.
So that's going to be it for the video on this 1944 military lantern. We will be revisiting this at some point when we do the pressure test that Josiah was talking about. But anyway, guys, as usual, big shout out to Josiah for filming the majority of this video and helping me get this thing up and running. Come back next Friday because I do have another lantern that we're going to be doing a video on, and it's one that I've been wanting for quite a long time. But anyway, guys, as far as this video goes, that's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed it.